Hey guys, it's Aiko. I'm an American English pronunciation coach and business coach. So I have a guest today and I'm gonna ask some questions to her because she's really experienced in the US and she's an English coach. So Kaori, thank you very much for coming to my show. And would you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
Hi, thank you, Aiko-san. Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Kaori. I'm an English coach based in Portland, Oregon. And I've been living in the US for 11 years now. And in my coaching program, I focus on speaking and communication skills. Aiko-san is focused on pronunciation, but my expertise is speaking and communication because those are two things that I struggled a lot after coming to the US. So now I'm happy to teach how to overcome our struggles in an English environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So in this video, we may switch, the languages between Japanese and English. We're just gonna use either the language. では、じゃあ、かおりさんは、私のフォーカスはさっき、かおりさんがおっしゃったように発音。で、なんで私が発音にすごいフォーカスしてるかというと、私が発音が一番、大変だったから。で、今、かおりさんがおっしゃったのは、かおりさんはそのコミュニケーションとかにフォーカスしてるのは、それはかおりさんがそれが一番大変だったからということで、やっぱりなんか人に教えるとき、なんかコーチングするときって自分が一番大変なことを、多分教えているんだなって今ちょっと聞いていて思ったんですけれども。Anyways, so my first question for you is that what are you doing now to improve your English and pronunciation as a person who has been in the US for over 10 years?
Okay, great question. I still practice my English a lot every single day. I don't think I ever had even one day that I never practiced. So even after living here for 10 years, it's been 11 years now, but I still practice. I talk to myself a lot in the house or when I'm driving or when I'm walking outside. So I do a lot of talking to myself practice. I try to pay attention to the content that I speak and also pronunciation as well. And I listen to a lot of English. I read a lot. So I try to use as much as possible. I'm not trying to increase the amount. It just naturally, since I've been here for a long time, I tend to choose whatever books or materials that are written in English. But I still practice a lot.
I love that. So, meaning using English is your default, right? So you don't have to put so much effort to use English. You always use English and it's becoming normal. So yeah, I love it. Actually, I have been doing it too, even after living in the US for over 20 years. It's still the same. Never ends, right?
Yeah.
So next question is, what is your challenge at your level right now?
My challenge right now. I think that even if I practice every single day, still my mouth is sometimes out of my control, meaning even there's some certain things I like to say, but it doesn't mean it comes out as I expect it. It could be pronunciation wise, it could be grammar wise, or it could be like the flow, right? If I can speak smoothly as I wish, does it happen all the time? And the answer is no. So I guess my challenge is how to manage my mouth. It's like a brain connection, brain to my mouth connection. It's not always working properly, and it happens all the time. So I try to speak as effortless as possible, in a stable way, clear communication. So I guess that's my challenge. And I also try to pay attention to what I speak. So I can always choose the same words, same phrases, but if I want to take my level to the next one, I know I can increase more different ways to express my opinions or whatever I want to say. So I guess that should be a challenge, even though I can't really spend much time on it at this moment. But yeah, that should be my challenge.
Oh wow, I see that like your challenge is a high level, right? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't work on, I mean, I'm sure you were working on it when you moved to the US, but your challenge now is different, right? From
Yeah,
the time that you just came to the US.
yeah,
Is
it's
it different?
yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so my next question would be, what are you doing to break through the current challenge?
Break through the current challenge. For the expression wise, like I said, I should work on it. Maybe I can, pull up some phrases or expressions that I want to use, and I can take notes and I can work on it, but it doesn't mean I'm doing it. I have different priorities. So that's kind of, I put it aside. But for like the connection between my mouth and my brain. I mean, I can't always talk as the way I wanted to talk. It comes out in a scattered way sometimes. So for example, earlier, I needed to talk to somebody about my mail letter I was looking for. So I talked to her and I was able to communicate with her, but I always feel like I could have done better, right? I'm not satisfied. I feel like, oh, I could have talked more smoothly. Maybe I could have talked a little bit politely, or there's so many things I can come up with. So right after I talked to her, I went back to my car, closed the door, then I start practicing. So I guess to overcome my challenge, I always try to look back on the conversation that I had with people and thinking like, oh, I could have done it better. Then let's practice. Then after I'm done with my practice part, then I will try to go more, then ask myself, okay, if I were that person, would I be able to say the same thing? Like smoothly. Then I question myself, then I practice that. So just practicing, that's the solution.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I'm just, picturing that like you got into your car and then started practicing. And so
Yeah.
at that moment, I mean, I've had so many experiences where, okay, so I could have done better,
Mhm.
right? And for you, you take one step further, which is to practice to make it better. So that next time it comes out better, right? So how is it? Do you feel that you're improving each time?
Mm, I think so. It's not like a dramatic improve, but I always tell my students that if you don't do this part at all, it's just like you're hoping to improve your English only when you talk to somebody. So that's very limited opportunities, right? So if you don't take it back, bring it back home, and if you don't do anything about it, it's just the same level. So when I'm practicing it, I don't know if I can feel that, like a really big result, but I feel like doing it all the time definitely leads us to where we want to go.
I love it. So it feels like you're very disciplined and very patient. Because sometimes, yeah, I hear you, like sometimes the improvement that we want to see is not the way that that it shows, right? Because it's a very slow growth. And then I feel like you're okay with it.
Yes, it's
So you
okay.
have a
It
little
takes
patience.
it takes time, and I don't make it like a obligation, like, oh, I have to study English, I have to do it. It's more like a natural desire, like I can make it better and let's do it. And I don't feel like stress about it. I try to make it fun. I try to enjoy it, and it's been like my routine. So it's not so hard. It's not like, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. So if you would tell people who used to struggle, people who are struggling, the thing that you used to struggle, for you, it was the communication. What would be one advice for that person right now from your experience?
Okay, one advice. Recently I've been thinking that the more you increase the communication with the English speakers, even just saying hi, instead of waiting for somebody to talk to you, you make an eye contact and you say hi, or maybe you start a little conversation, right? Like those kind of like a frequency to interact with people definitely helped me, because first, when I was struggling, I thought my conversation ends very quickly because I don't know what to talk about. So I naturally started avoiding it. And somebody that I was with together, like let's say in a party, they will start the conversation. So it was okay for me just to join it or stand next to them, and the conversation starts and continues and ends. So I wasn't doing anything. So that was one of the problems. And I started talking to people, myself, instead of waiting for somebody to talk to me. And I increased that amount just to say hi, or just to talk to the cashier in the supermarket or something. Or when I was walking outside, I started to talking to people. I stopped ignoring people, right? So that opportunity increased, and then eventually I got so used to it. So one advice is just start conversation from you. Don't be afraid. Even just saying hi, how are you? That's okay. Start from there and increase that amount.
Yeah, that's so different from Japanese culture. And for Japanese people, that might be a very challenging thing. So you just challenged us all Japanese to do something from our end. So thank you very much for the advice, also the challenge that you gave us. So do you have anything to add? And then if someone wants to learn from you, to have your coaching, how and where can they find you?
Okay, thank you. So I have a free video series. So in that video, there are 3 parts, and I talk about how I overcame this struggle. Like before was my conversation was limited. I was only talking to people in my comfort zone, and my conversation didn't last. I wasn't confident with my speaking skills. So I was there for a long time, and gradually I started working on it and overcame the struggle. So in the video, people can learn how, like how to take that step. So if you're interested in that, like a roadmap, especially if you're trying to use English for work, or maybe in your life, then I really want you to watch and get out of where you are maybe you're stuck. So where you are right now. Okay.
Awesome. So I will put the link here in the description box so people can check it out. I really like the way that you said, like, you may be in a comfort zone right now, and this will let you go outside of your box that you are in. So I really love that because I am, that's what I need right now. I need to just, get out of my box and then see the world because the world is so big, right? So thank you. Your story really inspired me. So I'm sure the viewers were inspired by your stories. So thank you, Kaori, for coming and then sharing. And I will make sure to put the link in the description box. All right. So thank you for coming.
Okay, thank you.